What is up, guys? I have another video for you. This time, it's a chomper. Uh, Before I get started with the video, I want to say that this actual gameplay is actually quite old. It is pretty old because I'm a level 120 something now, and I've actually since Titanfall's release on Xbox 360, I haven't really been playing PvZ that much, but I still know, still know a thing or two about it, and the Chomper is actually a class that I played, but I didn't really like it. The play style for it, it didn't mesh with me very well. And before I forget, I'm gonna talk about the new abilities with the Chomper because usually in these videos I always forget to put them in the video because I'm always trying to think of like what to say next, like what because there's so much to say about each class. It's just a lot of information, just try to condense it into one video. So, to start off, the abilities, which the new ones, is the new sticky goop, and I'm sorry, but I don't know the name off the top of my head right now of the new abilities, but the green goop freezes you in place, and you can't move except for turn around and stuff. But you can't move your body at all. But I don't think that's for the Chomper. I don't feel like that's actually useful in any way because they can't use the whole point is they can't use their abilities, which allows people to run away. So you just using the regular goop is fine, and since I've never used it because it's also I was told since honestly I've never used it because people tell me they tell me that's a longer cooldown, and right when I heard that I was like, you know, I was like that's awful because the goop it's so critical, like to everything, to the Chomper itself. Like it embodies how the Chomper gets its kills. Like getting kills with the Chomper, you have to like goop everything. So uh, having a goop always on cooldown when you need it to get your kills is really crucial, uh, and not having that after a back chomp or something because when you use a goop, it's timed that uh, after you get a kill, after your character's done chewing its target, it the goop comes off cooldown so you can use it again. So it's actually well timed and kind of increasing that timer is it's not I don't feel like it's useful just so they can become a stationary target. Because yeah, I mean they already move slow, so it's not a big deal. And the next one is the actual spike weed, and this one I did use. I didn't actually enjoy it that much. It's because I feel like the spike weed, since the new one gave you less spike weeds to use, it actually gives you two, I believe, instead of three, and but it does more damage. But I feel like the spike weed isn't meant to get kills. Like it's just meant to hold someone in place, so then you can get that kill on them. It kind of guarantees a kill, but I feel like putting more damage isn't really necessary because if even if you don't get the kill, you might see your teammate, you might see the guy floating up or hanging upside down, and he might help you get the kill. So it's not about doing the damage. I feel it's about uh, pretty much making your target vulnerable. I feel is a big thing, and having more of those traps is just really what makes a chomper, good when in terms of like closing an area or closing away, kind of blocking it off. So I feel like it's not that good. And then the tunneling clause, I think it's called. It lets you dig through the ground more or faster. I'm sorry, but I feel like it's a good concept. I mean, uh, if you're far away, you kind of close the distance. But the thing here is, what counters you the most, and if you've already seen, I've done a lot to the plumber. It's in this video. I'm also playing kind of very careless, reckless, and I'm not pretty proud of the actual gameplay, but I know it's a lot of kills. So I mean, people like enjoying that fast-paced gameplay. But uh, in this video, you see me die a lot to them, and that's because they have two ways to kind of deny you of killing them, and that is the loudspeaker, meaning you can't use abilities, you can't jump, you can't do anything, and they're just free to hit you as much as they please. And that's one way they can kill you. And then they have the actual jackhammer, which means that if you try to assassinate them, if you're not a toxic chomper or a fire chomper or electric chomper, you have to get close to them to be able to, bite them. And if you get close to them, it knocks you back. It kind of like, flips you on your back, and you're not able to do anything. And then if you try to actually assassinate them, like through the ground, come out of the ground and chomp them, or chomp them in the back, you actually eat the jackhammer instead. So it pretty much gives them a second life, for a certain amount of time. And if since when you activate the tunneling clause, or whatever it's called, the new ability for the tunnel, it kind of makes it so uh, you pretty much, when you're trying to wait out the time, because when I use it, I like to wait out the plumber jackhammer, and then uh, kind of go for a kill on them after that. Because when I see an engineer go on the jackhammer, what I immediately do is see if I can go around a corner or something, or if not, I activate my burrow, and then I kind of wait out for them to use the jackhammer, because when they're using the jackhammer, they can't use the loudspeaker, so they're kind of just stuck there, bouncing around doing whatever they do. And you can wait it out. So if you're using the enhanced burrow, it's just kind of I feel like it just makes you vulnerable to that if you're in that situation, and that's the problem I see with it. So I feel like all the original abilities are very good for it, and there's no need to change to the new ones. So onto the actual class. In this video, you see the Fire Chomper. The Fire Chomper is, I feel like it's the best. But before I tell you why, um, actually, I'm gonna tell you guys why right now. It's because the range and the damage is really good, and uh, if you compare it to the other ones, like the Toxic Chomper or the Electric Chomper, which is the other ranged ones, it kind of doesn't really like. I feel like it falls short because the damage is too low on them. Uh, while they try to compensate for damage in other areas, I feel like those areas are kind of very situational, to the point where I don't really make use of what their strengths are. And pretty much with their strengths, both the toxic and the electric chomper, they don't do actually a lot of damage when when you're spraying them with the poison, or trying to electrocute them. They actually do almost no damage, especially the electric chomper. If you're just trying to kill one target, it's gonna take a while. And um, I feel like the chomper is kind of more really kind of an assassin, because you goof someone and then you kind of eat them from the back, and or kind of burrow, and then come out of the ground and just one shot them, kind of quick. Um, but I feel like if you tone down the amount of time it takes to kill someone, you just become more vulnerable, because uh, I have a lot of problems with the Chomper because I die in the animation when I'm biting someone, because he has a big the Chomper has a big hitbox. It takes uh you can like shoot almost anywhere around the Chomper, and you're gonna get a critical hit, because the head of the Chomper is really big, and you can get those critical hits very easily. And the amount of time it takes to get out of burrow and moving around, the animation time, it takes a while, and you can die within that time. So I feel like that's definitely a weak point, and when you tone down the damage of a bite, or just kind of single target damage, it really hurts the Chomper. Um, so those two, the Toxic and the Electric Chomper, they suffer from the same thing. while the Fire Chomper, it may not do as much damage, it does enough damage, more than the Toxic and the Electric Chomper. So I feel like I believe it does like 5 or so more damage, and that 5 damage actually adds up, and you can definitely feel the difference when you're playing. You can feel the amount of time it takes to kill, and I just feel more comfortable on the Fire Chomper. And I use the Fire Chomper, the range chompers, instead of the actual Hot Rod Chomper or the regular Chomper. And I believe the other one is the Count Chompula because of that range. Um, and that's also due to the fact that people like to use abilities. Like when they see you, they just initially like run on a car, jump over a fence, jump on a house, stuff like that. So if you have a fire chomper, you can, or a toxic chomper or whatever, but ideally the fire chomper is because um, with those ranged chompers, you can hit them from pretty much a good distance away. It's not yeah up you can and you can like uh you can spit your flames up or down. So I mean it's not if even so even if they jump on a car, it's not like immediate doom for you. It's you can still pick up the kills, and I feel like they people do that enough to kind of warrant the fact that I'm used to use a fire chomper instead of the hot rod or the count chompula. It's because that range it's really good. And I've actually experimented a lot with the hot rod chomper because I like the speed of the hot rod, and that's because I feel like the chomper, what kind of really bugs me about the class is there's a lot of, uh, since I mean, it's a server game. Each game has like uh, its own server to use. It's not like a host, and no one hosts the game. So, uh, sometimes, most of the time for me, I have problems with assassinating a target. If I'm behind them, my chomper just opens their mouth and kind of gets into the position of one-shotting them, but I'm never able to, actually chomp them. And that really frustrates me, kind of those moments where I should have, been biting some guy in the back. My character is just falling short. So, when I was playing the Hot Rod Chomper, I felt that speed that really, because he's really fast. The Hot Rod Chomper is extremely fast. Kind of made up for that because I'm able to position myself where I need to be, and I'm able to pick up those kills, uh, kind of guarantee myself, kind of remove the lag is what I'm talking about, from the chomper because of that speed. And while I was messing around with it more, I just felt like I started feeling like the 125 health of the hot rod chomper. It's just it's not enough if you compare it to the fire chomper. The fire chomper has 175. That 50 health, that's a lot of health. That is a lot of health. So uh, I feel like if the hot rod chomper maybe had 150, he would be the best one. But the fire chomper is definitely, even though he has that disadvantage of kind of the lag that goes against all chompers except for the fire one. I mean, except for the hot rod one. It's just kind of uh, makes up for that in terms of the health and then the damage it's able to do. And then I also use the Count Chompula, but uh, I feel like that gaining of 50 health is actually I think it's the second best because the most of the time when you chomp someone, you actually get hit while you're doing it, and if you're able to get away, you're able to regenerate that 50 health. But Uh, there's moments and there's moments where that's useful, but I feel like the range that the fire chomper has over the count chompula, it's so much more impactful. Like there's more situations where I need the range than I need the 50 health. Um, because yeah, I still regenerate half of my health. So that's like roughly like 80 health I can regenerate up to, and that's not a lot, but Uh, it's helpful if you compare it to, I believe the Count Chocula only has 150. Um, and I believe that's upgraded. All these numbers I tell you, they're all upgraded. You know, upgraded health or upgraded uh, weapon upgrades, stuff like that. So uh, keep that in mind. And so pretty much from oh yeah, I forgot to comment on the actual original Chomper. It has 175 health and is actually really good. It does a lot of damage. It's just that I feel like the Chomper needs another ability. By ability I mean he needs something to help him with the lack of range or you know the lack of getting health back when you're you know assassinating a target because people like to cluster in this game. So when they cluster, you're stuck in the animation, kind of be, get, getting shot at while you're trying to you know finish eat chewing on your victim pretty much. So if he either doesn't, I feel like if they don't have that 50 health gain or that range, I feel like the Chomper just kind of isn't a good class in general without those. So I would definitely, I personally don't like the regular Chomper because of that, because he doesn't have that ability. Those, you know, those abilities that help him just get kills pretty much. And that's basically it about the Chomper. It's not, he's a hard class to use. Um, but it's not, and you'll find yourself dying to it a lot. You'll find yourself dying whenever you try to, you know, pick off a target because your character is really huge. It's just that he's definitely a hard class to get used to, but he's really satisfying when you're trying to, you know, getting multiple kills on like uh, a lot of people with the fire chomper. It's really satisfying class. It's just that the way you play is like almost different than pretty much anything else in the game, so it's hard to get used to it. But if you use Fire Chopper, I feel like you'll do good no matter, you know, what you run into, no matter what situation you'll be. So in terms of usefulness, I would put the Fire Chopper at the top, and then Count Chompula, and then I would put Hot Rod Chomper because of that speed. And then I would put the regular Chomper, and then the last two would be Toxic, and then the Electric Chomper. And those last two is like I said before. It's because some people feel like the Toxic Chomper is good. I've heard that. Um, I just kind of want to reiterate why I just didn't feel. I wasn't feeling the usefulness from him. Is because that toxic effect, like many other toxic effects in the game, they don't. They they take advantage of being close to a lot of targets. So even though it doesn't do a lot of damage, like the Toxic P, it's meant to be close to multiple targets, and then it kind of compensates for that lack of damage uh, by doing damage to multiple targets. It's just that the Fire Chomper can also do damage to multiple targets. So um, it's not. I feel like it's not that crucial. Uh, if you're using like the Toxic P, um, or like the Toxic Scientist. So uh, pretty much that's how I feel about the Chompers, and I'm also before I end the video, uh, it's kind of a short commentary this one, because there's not much to say about the Chomper. He's very simple class. Just kind of wait for enemies, you know, take them out in choke points, put spike weed, stuff like that, basic stuff. And I just want to say that what do you guys feel like the next video should be? Because a lot of honestly, the sunflower is gonna be really hard video to to get for you guys because I'm gonna admit it, it's like really hard to get 60 kills on a shadow flower. It's pretty tough. And then All Star is not a hard class. It's just that it's not one of my favorites like the Chomper. And then I have I believe that those two are the last ones. I believe so. So I mean, it's either one of those two, and if I missed one, then the other one. But yeah, just post in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And I also want to apologize that I didn't upload this video sooner. It's because I was playing Titanfall. So, you know, I was really into that game. So, I also plan to do a little tips video that I was thinking about while I was last night, uh, and that's with the salt. So I'm gonna do that one and then upload the next best variant skin or video series part of the video, and then yep, that should be the end of the series once I get those two. So I mean, just post what you want to see in the next, and I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys liked the video, be sure to share it. Like, tell your friends about it. Be like, yo, this guy's video, you should watch it. You might learn a lot, and you know that helps. That will help your friend, and that will help me. So I really appreciate it, guys, and take it easy.